3 dirtiest Bible stories pastors won't talk about. Brace yourself for the Bible's dirtiest secrets, stories of lust, betrayal, and scandal they don't want you to know. The Bible is often considered a holy book, full of wisdom and moral lessons. But if you dig a little deeper, it's clear that the Bible also contains some wild stories about love, lust, and, yes, sex. For those who read it closely, it can seem like parts of the Bible are more like an ancient soap opera than a dry book of rules. Let's look at some of the more eyebrow-raising tales about sex, seduction, and relationships in the Bible. Number 1. The first love triangle, Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar. The story of Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar is a messy triangle that would make any soap opera jealous. Abraham and Sarah are getting old, and they still don't have kids. Even though God has promised Abraham that he'll be the father of a nation, they're starting to worry. So Sarah suggests a solution. Abraham should sleep with her maid, Hagar. This way, they can get a kid through her. Abraham agrees, because why wouldn't he? And Hagar becomes pregnant. But then the drama starts. Once Hagar is pregnant, Sarah starts getting jealous. She treats Hagar terribly, and Hagar eventually runs away. In the end, God intervenes and tells Hagar to return, and she gives birth to Ishmael. Later, Sarah finally does have a child, Isaac, and she gets Abraham to send Hagar and Ishmael away. A complicated love triangle, jealousy, a child born to a servant. It's a story full of drama that wouldn't be out of place in a modern-day reality show. Number 2. David and Bathsheba. Lust and consequences. David, the famous king, wasn't exactly a saint when it came to romance. One night, while walking around on his rooftop, he spots Bathsheba taking a bath. She's married, but David doesn't care. He's the king, after all, and he decides he wants her. So he sends for Bathsheba, and they end up sleeping together. Bathsheba gets pregnant, and David realizes he has a problem. To cover up his affair, David brings Bathsheba's husband, Uriah, back from the battlefield, hoping he'll sleep with his wife and think the child is his. But Uriah, being loyal to his fellow soldiers, refuses to go home while they're still fighting. Desperate, David sends Uriah back to the front lines with orders that pretty much guarantee his death. After Uriah is killed, David marries Bathsheba, but he's eventually called out by the prophet Nathan for his actions. It's a story of lust, deceit, and murder that shows just how far David was willing to go to get what he wanted. Number 3. Lot and his daughters. A twisted survival story. The story of Lot and his daughters is one of the strangest in the Bible. After escaping the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot and his daughters find themselves living alone in a cave. The daughters, believing that all of humanity has been destroyed, decide that they need to repopulate the earth, and their father is the only man left. So they come up with a plan. They get Lot drunk and sleep with him, one after the other, so they can have children. Both daughters end up pregnant by their father, and they each give birth to a son. It's a story that feels more disturbing than anything else, but it's there in the Bible, showing just how dark and complicated some of these ancient tales are.